Hello, friend. This is Dr. Ken with another financial moment. Listen, I want to share with you what I believe is the most important financial decision you can make today for you and your family. That is to get out of debt. And if you are already out of debt, avoid getting back in debt. You see, I give people some great tips on how to stay out of debt when they get out of debt, as well as how to get out of debt when they're in debt. Well, I'm going to give you 4 C's. These are the 4 enemies of debt that you constantly have to watch out for if you want to avoid getting back in debt. The first C is credit cards. That's right. Credit cards, you have to be very careful that you don't get a credit card that has a high interest, somewhat over 13, 14, 16, 18%. Stay away from those type of credit cards, and whatever you do, don't run up the credit cards, because credit cards are the fastest way to get in debt. Number 2, car loans. Now, I know you have to drive a car, and I understand that you may have to take a loan out, but I encourage you, when you go to get a car, you should put down as much as you can, 1/3 or half, so that your payments, your monthly payments, are very low. Too often, we'll buy cars with no money down, and our payment is just so high, and then we try to sell it a few years later, and the car is what they call upside down. In other words, you got very little real value for the money you paid for the car. So you must avoid car loans. Number 3, college student loans. Now, I understand, because I took one out myself when I went to college, but you must be aware that college student loans can keep you in debt 5, 10, 15 years after you are out of school. So I say to you, really, before you take that loan out for college, do some research, find out whether or not there are financial aid websites that you can go to, whereby you can maybe avoid borrowing as much as you may have to get an education. And then the last one, yeah, this is one that's going to get many of us. It's called clothes. That's right. You know what? I often say this everywhere I go. If you're not willing to put more money in your mind or invest more in your mind than in your clothes, you're not ready for financial increase. You have to avoid the clothes building. You know, one of the things you got to always watch, they said pay now, don't pay now, and you can pay later. Well, I say pay now, otherwise you're going to end up praying later. Okay? So remember the 4 C's again. C number 1. Credit cards. C number 2, your car loan. C number 3, your college student loan. And C number 4, your clothes. If you watch out for these 4 C's, these 4 enemies of debt, I guarantee you, you enjoy the experience of having a debt-free lifestyle. Well, thank you so much for listening to this moment again. This is Dr. Ken saying to you, it's your time and your turn for financial success. And do remember, you can always go to www.kennethorobinson.com. That's www.kennethorobinson.com to get many more financial tips that will help brighten your financial future.